Are you guys signed to a label?
We're not. We got a label deal as a byproduct of that TV show that we were on,
Yeah.
which is called The Sing Off. We won
Yeah.
that. So we got a label deal that was completely not in our favor at all. But
Are they ever?
they were really cool. They can be, but it's not super common. But you know, that's the other thing to tell the kids. It's like when I was young, I thought, okay, you get a record deal, that's making it.
I
And
completely agree.
I've since learned that a record deal just is a fancy word for a loan. It
I
just means the record
completely
company
agree.
gives you money that you then owe them back. So,
Absolutely, man. 100. I did not know that you guys were independent. That's wild.
so a couple of years back, yeah, we just told our label we were like, this doesn't really like make sense. You're really just functioning as a distributor. So, you know, unless you want to completely flip-flop the arrangement, you know, where we make all the money and you get a little cut of it, this doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, and if you want to have
And
your own
they were like
distributor,
so nice to play ball. They were like, "Yeah, you're right. And they're like, they gave us a number. They're like, "Here, you give us this much money, and we'll call it even, and you guys can move
wow,
on." And that's what happened.
that's fascinating, man. And now, like that's amazing. That's actually really inspiring, and I hope that people really like catch that the fact that I would definitely consider you guys successful. Like I think I recently last saw like 1.3 million subscribers on YouTube. Like that's amazing.
Uh,
Like is that close to the number?
I
Something like
think you're
that.
right about that. Yeah.
So the fact that you're independent, that's amazing. You keep 100% of the royalties, which is amazing. Um, that's so cool for you guys, man. That's really inspiring, actually.
My choice,
Um,
which is something like just so the kids understand that, like we had a label deal, like we had made it,
yeah,
and we actually asked like, hey, will you let us out of this deal, even though they were really good to us, and the deal was pretty good as far as deals go. At least we
yeah,
had renegotiated it and gotten it better, but even at that point, it was like it just made more sense for us to be independent. So
yeah.
we did it.
Absolutely, man. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And it's so easy with all the different distributing platforms. You could literally distribute on DistroKid. Shout out DistroKid, link in description. You could save 7% in your first year.
That's right. That's right. So what
But
we did is we went and got a partnership with a distributor instead,
cool.
so that again, like basically like the terms of the deal flip flop. Instead of like the label making 80%, we make 20. We now make the 80, and then we give the 20% to a distributor, and we work with the Orchard, and they've been wonderful to us.
So what's the benefit of that? Because I'm not super familiar with that. Like, why work with Orchard instead of just self-distributing through like TuneCore, DistroKid, Lander, or something like that?
Because they're actually like involved and engaged. They have partnerships with retailers
Oh, okay.
and things like that, so they can actually help. Get if you have a physical product, they can get it into stores if that's
That's
what you
cool.
want. They also have a relationship with like Amazon and iTunes and Spotify and
Yeah.
places like that, where they can say, hey, we've got this new project, like maybe you could help us promote it, or
Yeah. It's the extra hand of connection. That's
absolutely,
fascinating.
absolutely.
Have you been in like Target and stuff with your music and your CDs
Yeah,
and stuff?
yeah,
So even after the label deal.
yeah, yeah.
So how does is the do you prefer that? Any of these questions, if they're not comfortable answering, you don't have to answer. But like, do you prefer like sales through that, or do you actually prefer the streaming? I don't know anything about getting paid from like Target. You know what I mean, or the cut that they take, or so. Do you
Well,
like the
yeah,
streaming, or do you like
you're
the physical sales?
you're always going to make more money on physical, even when it's like through a third party
Really,
retailer.
even with the big box retailers, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. So
Interesting.
yeah, I mean, if somebody like legit pays for digital music, because you can buy an album digitally on iTunes or Amazon as well, that's going to be more than if somebody just like streams the album one time
Of
on Apple
course, yeah,
Music
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
Spotify, and then physical is still just that much more than any of that.
I'd be curious. I don't know. I'm sure somebody's probably done the study, but haven't found it. I'd be curious if like to see like because somebody just put in the chat that I stream Home Free, Tim Faust, and all you guys every day. The person said in the chat. So shout out to them. But they like the lasting tale of that. I'd be curious to see like does that end up paying more than the one-time sale of, like at what point that, so if you sell, I don't know, say for $10 or say for 15, you may say, I don't know, I'm just going to put a random number, say you make 10 out of the 15 hypothetically. At what point does that one listener make you $10? I mean, that'd be a lot of streams that they'd have to listen to. Because I
Yeah,
think
but that's
it's
kind of like what I referenced earlier, where it's like when you start building up your subscribership, a lot of these people are creating playlists, like
yeah.
that person who said they listen every day. So the way it works is, they kind of just have their home free playlist. A lot of these folks. So every time you release something, they just add your new thing to the
Mm-hmm.
playlist that they listen to every single day.
Yeah.
Um, so, but it's still like the playlist still starts over at wherever they started listening and goes back through your back catalog as well, typically.
Yeah, which is
So
cool
it will theoretically,
in the
under
long
that
run.
situation, it will like surpass a one-time album sale. But the other thing the album sale does for you is like, qualify you for um, Billboard charting and stuff like that.
Which was that, the streams or the physical?
Both, but physical goes farther. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because it's still like based on unit sales, which is not how a lot of people ingest music these days. So it's
But
like
a stream, like it's like however many streams convert to one unit sale, right, or something like
yeah, yeah, but it's like it takes a lot.
that.
Um, so that's another thing it does for you. If you can actually move a physical unit, it's easier to get like your be on the Billboard charts or whatever. Yeah.
That's so fascinating, man.